Hey lovies, Tasha Monet here with another episode of Shadow Moon Legacy Season 1 The Founder. We are here with Calista, and I was actually just getting things set up. And Calista's feeling very uncomfortable right now, so we're actually going to have her go to the hospital. She isn't feeling great. I'm not exactly certain what is going on. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. How do I get her to go to the hospital? Um, go to the hospital. Okay, and she's gonna have Knox go with her. So she's going to the hospital because things aren't feeling so great. She's feeling very uncomfortable. She's having cramps. So we're gonna send her to the hospital. Hopefully everything will be okay. We're gonna wait and see what happens when they get back. So Calista is back from the hospital, and unfortunately Calista lost the baby. Um, I did not expect that to happen. I'm actually a bit sad about it. Calista actually missed work for this, and her boss is calling now, but y'all, I'm so sad for Calista. Calista was so certain, like, she was going to be a mom, like, things were working out for her and Knox. Like, Knox was coming around, and then this happened. I think she's just gonna sleep a bit of the day away, um, and see what she can do with this. And like Knox, although he did not want a baby, he is very sad about what happened because he knows how much Calista wanted a baby, and he knows that this is really going to be really hard on her, and he doesn't exactly know what to do. So he's going to work as usual. Um, and I guess we will see what happens. So Calista is back from her therapy appointment, and she's just been crying in bed. I think it's something that's really like helping her with her emotions, just like laying it down and crying it out. I'm gonna have her do it a few times just to, like get some of this out. Like it's really useful to get these feelings out. And like Calista was just so certain that she was going to be a mom. And I do think that part of this is also going to like change Knox's mind about wanting to be a dad, because he was just coming around to the idea of being a father, and they lost the baby, and now he's just like trying to figure out like what could possibly be for them. And I think Calista may actually call the Sadless hotline, just like, like, what do I do now? I think part of her like almost understands now like why her mom is so insane about like taking care of Calista and trying to make sure that Calista isn't out doing like crazy things. It's because she cares about her. And I know like that's no excuse for how Leanne has been acting, but I think for Calista it's almost like a wake up call for her. Like maybe her mom doesn't just like want like the worst for her. Maybe her mom is in some crazy weird sense trying to protect Calista from pain. And it's real rough on Calista, but her and Knox will hopefully try again at some point and be able to build their family. I think Calista is actually going to go try and see her mom, just to, talk, be like, um, I met up with dad, and he's not as bad as I thought he would be. And I think we'll see what happens. So Calista has made it to the hunt, which is her mom's home slash business. She's coming here just, like talk to her mom about things that have happened, explain to her mom that she was pregnant and she lost the baby, and just like kind of share the sadness um, with her mom. So, she's gonna talk to her mom about the things she's been feeling and how she is so completely sad about what has been going on. She's also going to affirm her love for her mom. Like, Mom, I know we had things rough. I know that, we had some points where we just weren't talking, and I couldn't see where you could possibly be coming from. But now that things have happened to me, I kind of understand, like, how you could have kind of been how you were. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, what do I do now? Right? Like, I'm married, we were pregnant, I lost the baby, and I thought that, like, things would work out, and it seems like no matter what I do, things just fall apart. I met Dad, and the very first time that we met, we had we had a falling out, I guess, right? Like, he was just like, I don't understand, like, why he left us. And I think when I was originally on my quest to find Dad, I didn't take into consideration, like, how his leaving also impacted you. I really only looked at how it was impacting me. And I know that you have your own thoughts about Dad, but my thoughts about him are a little different, and I am happy that you do value the time that we spend together. But, Mom, right? So, Calista is still very sad because her mom has kind of like the same sentiment that the dad has about Lee, and her mom is just like, I in no way like your father anymore. Like, at some point, I thought that things would be okay. We would be able to figure things out. But your dad, there's just things you don't understand, Calista. And I think for Calista, this is just very frustrating because all she really wants is for her family to come together. She's experienced this heartbreak, and you would think that at this point, like, her mom would finally get it. But her mom doesn't get it. And so now she's just trying to, like, pick up the pieces. And it's not really working out. So she's going to go back home because Nox should be home by now, and just, like, talk to Nox about possibly attempting to try again. Like, they're sad, but in their sadness, they can possibly find some happiness. Calista is back home. Nox is very sad, and I think Calista is going to talk to him about, like, I know we're sad, I know we're struggling, but let's just try again. We can think about our loss, we can honor the life that could have been, and make a new one. So Calista, first she's crying out, but she's going to come down here and she's going to talk to Nox, right? She's just like, I know that we both experienced a loss, but we have so much time in this life right now. Like, we're going to live forever unless something happens to us. And I know we can wait for, like, we can wait for having children, but I think if we go ahead and we try again, like, maybe things will be okay, right? Like, there are definitely some things that like can be a struggle for us. Like there are things that we didn't anticipate when this started, but now that we know what happened, like perhaps like we can just try again. And I think for Knox, he's kind of on the fence with this because he knows that like this could really be something that would mean the world to Calista, but at the same time, he knows what could possibly come of this. So she is going to. Well, I thought she was. Where'd he go? How did he come back in here and she missed that? I want for her to, like get the chance to really talk to him about having more children. Well, getting the chance to have a child because she knows that there are qualms that he had about it, and then there are things that like he knew would be tough for them. And it wasn't this that he had expected, but she also doesn't want for this to be what he thinks is the end of that for them. Like she wants him to know that like regardless of what happened with that, there are definitely things that she does want, that she does care about, and that she hopes that he will care about too. And I know like he is so very sad and he needs to work on his current emotions because Calista is going up and down with like how she's feeling about everything. And maybe she's just going to go ahead and like focus on like vampirism and getting better at being a vampire while there's things that seem to be out of her reach. And he knows that his wife is struggling too, and I think that's what makes it harder on him because he knows that she is sad. She is depressed and she really wants to have another pregnancy and hopefully another child. And so he's going to discuss having children with her to see what she thinks. And maybe they'll get to the point where it's something that they'll be okay with doing. Like she's, I guess you can say, trying her best to be okay. And I think for him, he just wants her to be happy. Like when he originally was just like, I don't think we should have kids. I don't think this is something we should think about. I think we really need to just work on what it is that we have going on. I think he understood it only from his side. He understood that there were things that she would likely never understand because of the nature of how she became a vampire. But I think now that they've experienced this, he is going to try his best to like make her feel better and him feel better so that they can do what it is that they need to feel better. So Calista is the next day, and Calista's having like a discussion with Nox about like the problems that they may possibly have in their relationship and how she thinks that they could likely fix that. So she's telling him like maybe we should try and do therapy together. I think that it would really be useful for our relationship. I think that therapy has helped me a lot. Like, I'm definitely still sad. I'm definitely like feeling like this is something that we really need to work through. But mental health is important, Knox. And the only way that we could possibly get through this is if we try and do this together. And I love you, and I don't just want for these things to be useful for me. Like, I want things to be useful for you too. So maybe we can go for a walk together, and then we can go ahead and try some therapy. Um, and I think because Knox absolutely loves Callista, and he wants to make sure that like they're doing okay, he's going to go ahead and agree to do therapy with her. He understands um that like their life together, while wonderful, and they are, you know, like having like this, not a wonderful time, but like they're building up to having a very beautiful and long life together. Like they just, there's things that they need to work through, and the only way that they can do so is if they actually put the work in to do it. And so she is going to see if they can do a family therapy session. Um, and hopefully, Knox is going to find some use in that, or I guess we're not going to do that. Maybe we can do a support group then. Maybe she'll ask him to go to a support group with her. I don't know. I might need to update that mod, by the way, y'all, because it just hasn't been working the way that it used to. So maybe there's an update that I miss. Okay, support groups are after. Maybe we can do home based, or let's try couples counseling first and see what happens with that. Okay, so couples counseling works. That works. So there's definitely something I need to fix. I don't know what, so I'll figure that out. So they're going to couples counseling. Just, you know, I guess get some help in the relationship department. And then I think they can talk with each other about possibly trying again. So both Nox and Calista are back. I think Nox is going to try, you know, like just showing Calista that like the therapy session, it did help some, right? Like they get the chance, you know, like really talk to each other. Like he just wanted to be there for Calista however he could, even if it meant that hearing some of the things that he thought was useful and helpful to his wife like really was not something that was helping her. And so he just wants to show her that like he is grateful for her. He loves her, and if she is ready and willing, he, you know, is interested in trying again to have a baby, right? Like she's like, you know, like I think I'm ready. I'd like to have a baby. And so I think what they're going to do is they are going to just try, and it may happen, it may not happen. But Knox is now on the side where it's just like he knows that like his wife needs some things to feel okay, and more than anything that's what he wants for her. And he knows a baby is not going to solve every issue that they have, but it's definitely something that now they're both really open to having, particularly after losing their child. So there's definitely the possibility that there may be another sweet little baby on the way. We'll have Calista check after they take the dogs out for a walk. Um, Not certain what the results of that will be, and I am hoping for Calista and Nox's sake that it is something that they um, will be happy with. Um, you know, because they've been through a tough time. Calista has a whole bunch of things that are currently going on in her family life. She tried to reconnect with her mom. She tried reconnecting with Calista, and she did try connecting with her dad. And there's just there's a lot, to consider and think about. Like, do those relationships, do they get fixed? Like, do they resolve those issues, or are they gone forever, right? Like, her mom doesn't know everything. Like, her mom and her dad currently dislike each other. And there's obviously things that Calista doesn't know about her mom and what her mom is into, nor her dad and what her dad is into. She just knows that she is trying to live this life where she wants to really commit to vampirism and bringing forth a bunch of small little vampires to have a coven. And I think part of the reason why Calista really does want to have this coven is because she has spent her life hoping to have this full family with both of her parents and everybody just living happily, and she just didn't get that chance because of whatever happened in the past between her mom and her dad and her dad's new affliction. And now she's just like, if I didn't have that when I was younger and I can't seem to have that now, maybe I can just build it on my own for the future, because she has nothing but time at this point. And so Calista has been trying to figure out like what these things could possibly be. And so once she finishes this walk with, which dog does she have? I don't even know. When she finishes this walk with Fang, she's going to attempt to see if she is pregnant, and then we'll see what goes on from there. So Calista is back home, and she is going to take a pregnancy test and see if she is actually pregnant. Calista is pregnant again. Oh, I'm gonna have her go share the news with Nox, because this is definitely something that was wanted. And I think that although she is still very sad about the loss of their first baby, I think taking, the time to try again despite the fear is definitely something that they both would want. So she's telling Nox, like, he's like, you really? He's also, like, he's not like overly excited, but he's happy. Like, there's a lot of responsibilities that they have to figure out and things like that, but he is happy that they're finally on the path for Calista to get what she wants, and hopefully through therapy and like speaking with Calista and things like that, like, they will, have the chance to get what they want. And I think that this is a great place to leave this episode for today. So if you like this episode, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to see me play Sims or other games live, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/I'm Tasha Monet. As always, I'm sending positive vibes your way. I'm Tasha Monet. See you next time.
Sometimes I feel like I done lost it, and I don't even really know the cost yet. But every time fear is on my mind, you remind my soul that I'm free. I know I can't go on my own. You came so I wouldn't have to go it alone. You took the long road so you could show me home. Found love better than I've ever known. So now I know that I can say you are exalted above everything on the earth that I've seen. Cause I know that my dreams come alive in the love that you promised to me. I'll keep singing your praise, and you know I believe.